I'm Steve Swain, the Chief Technician.
And where are we at the moment, Steve?
We're up in the what used to be the sprinkler room.
Right, and the room we're actually in now, is this something to do with when you used to have stage shows here?
Many years ago, the performers would come through the door. The stage doorman would sit in here, sit at the window there, and check the performers in.
What sort of shows did you have? The Beatles and things like this?
Yeah, the Beatles. There's many that have performed here in the past.
It was all like pop concerts?
That's right, yes.
Fantastic, thank you.
These are what used to be the dressing rooms. This is one of the dressing rooms.
Wow. It's amazing, isn't it? Were these the main dressing rooms?
Yeah, there's this floor and the floor above. Floor above now, offices. It's a long time ago since they had live shows, and over the years these rooms have been used for different things.
And can you tell me, when did you actually get converted to a twin?
1965.
And unfortunately, when did you close?
January 31st, 2001.
Very sad day.
Sad day indeed.
Very, very sad. I remember this in the Kinney Weekly. If you remember the Kinney Weekly, when it opened up as a twin, Sound of Music and Mary Poppins. Did you see the Kinney Weekly at the time?
I didn't know.
You're not old enough, are you?
No, still in nappies then.
Well, it was a marvellous thing, you know, in the industry. A brand new twin. It was really, really good.
First in the world, I believe.
Yeah, I think so, definitely. First big sort of conversion.
Yeah.
It was fantastic, and Sound of Music and Mary Poppins ran for a long, long time here.
Julie Andrews versus Julie Andrews.
That's right, and it was classed as one of the, you know, best shows in the country at that time.
Yeah.
How times have changed.
Just a bit. What we'll do, we will carry on walking upstairs.
Okay.
We'll go to the plant room.
Oh, excellent. So many rooms at the back of the theatres like this.
Yeah, there's only 2/3 of the building that the general public actually see.
Sure.
The other third is.
Okay, alright, going in the plant room.
Plant room.
Wow. Don't make plant rooms like this anymore. Do you have to come up here every day, turn it all on?
No, we can operate.
On your...
The plant up here, we can operate from the Cinemation, which is downstairs in Odeon 2, which was put in 1965 when we twinned.
Yes.
Cinemation, which is down there, it still operates the projector in number 2 and also the front of house lighting. What's running at the moment is the main extract. The one that isn't running is the plenum. Plenum fan, that's what pumps the warm air around the building.
Yes.
And also in winter time it pumps cool air around the building.
Sure. Is that turned on sometime during the day?
Yes. The cool air is dragged in from outside.
Oh yes.
Through these louvers go out to the fresh air, and the plenum draws the air in through the filters, and cool air is pumped around the building. Unless of course when we've got boilers on in winter time, warm air is pumped around Sorry?
That's how it got me. Sneaked up on me.
I've got the key with me. I haven't, but I'll get it. We'll have a look on this one.
Okay.
And we'll have a look on the staging number one. But the one
Fantastic.
stage behind that door is the one where the Beatles performed.
No.
The boards are still there.
Really? Wow.
It's Odeon 2 just about to go to the feet. Upstairs to Odeon one if you like.
Oh, please. Thank you.
And you'll find your way around the public areas.
Yes.
Have you seen this? Nottingham at the cinema.
No.
That's on video.
Oh, really?
That's on video.
I've not seen that.
See. Good morning. You alright?
I see, did it change the clocks tonight?
Change the clocks tonight, you get an extra hour in bed
I
tomorrow.
will say, put them back then.
Yeah, that's right. Spring forward, fall back. You put them back.
Pardon?
You put them back.
Right,
Back an hour.
thanks a lot,
See you later. Gentleman, lovely gentleman, comes to the cinema every day.
Oh, a lot of cinemas have that, you know. There's always one.
The regular customers.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got a lot of them. And he's one of the gentlemen who stays there all day. Always comes to see a film.
Do you have to go in your auditorium? Multiplexes not got a patch on this. You know,
No, absolutely.
you could feel,
Yeah,
you know, you're experiencing, not watching.
that's right. The new cinemas haven't got the same character
Not at all.
as these old cinemas at all.
So heading up to box 1.
Box number 1.
So this was the original projection room and it was a single screen.
That's right, yes.
Oh wow. Sorry. Wow. Was this 70mm here as well?
Yes.
Okay, we're in box 1 now. Phillips platter. Polyester switch.
Got a Star Wars film. Can't remember. No, it wasn't. It was.
Not Phantom Menace.
No. Had the CP of 500 put in for. I can't remember.
How long have we been doing
It's
film?
been in a couple of years now.
Yeah.
CP 500, and we had the EX installed for
Phantom.
the Phantom Menace.
Do you think anything of the X?
It obviously does something, but nothing obvious for me.
Exactly, yes. That's probably a leading question now, but, you know, doesn't seem to do much.
No, it obviously does something, but what I don't know.
Exactly. We've got 70mm, which is not used now. The interesting thing on this, Steve, is that the last time the penthouse was used, it looks like it was on 35mm because you got the 35mm settings.
That's probably right.
So
Yes.
it's 4-track mag on something.
Yes.
Can you remember?
I can't remember the film. No.
okay.
I can remember running Capricorn 1
Yeah.
on 70mm and West Side Story.
Oh, one of my favourites.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Capricorn 1 was the one that stands out.
Yes.
This is the first time I'd run 70mm, and after handling 35mm, it's like handling wallpaper.
Absolutely.
70mm.
Yes.
It's got a mind of its own.
Steve, when you had 70mm up here, were you running 70mm on spools on two projectors?
Spool to spool.
Yeah, you're doing changeovers every
That's
20
right,
minutes.
yes.
So you must have had two staff on all the time, one for upstairs and one for downstairs.
Sorry?
You must have had two staff on all the time, two projectionists.
Yes, when I first started, I started in 78, there was 7 projectionists altogether, 3 on one shift and 4 on another.
Wow.
Then we used to do changeovers in Odeon 1 and changeovers in Odeon 2, 3, 4 and 5 were on the platter systems there.
Right.
So yes, in 1 and 2 we did changeovers.
When I worked at Odeon Liverpool, there was 1 and 2, both cinemas were on changeovers and carbons.
Really?
Were you on carbons up here on 70?
I've never worked on carbons, no.
Oh, you youngster.
I would have the luxury of Xenon lamps.
Steve, I can see this here, I've not seen this before. Can you explain to me what it is, please?
This is just a latch which holds the turret in place. If it was unlatched, the projector is on a slight rake,
yes.
And there's a possibility that the turret would open.
Oh, I see.
The position that it's in when we're lacing up.
Sure. Now, looking at this turret, this looks like the old 23-second turret.
It's actually manual. We have to turn it manual now.
Oh, we did have a motor in it.
It had a motor at one time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it easy to turn manually?
Easy, very easy.
Excellent.
You spin the turret.
Oh, I'm with you.
We'll demonstrate it later.
Yeah, oh, thank you. This is the old switch panel.
Yeah, for the tabs, for the pageants, and for the masking.
And this new box.
Yeah, this new box was put in last year when we had new pageants installed in this auditorium, number 1 auditorium.
Oh.
The old pageants were condemned. There used to be 180 different par 38 lamps around the screen, and now it's down to something like 24. Yeah.
Yes. And look at that, you don't see so much now. Todeo. like this open air bit.
It's nice in summertime.
I bet it is. Obviously it gets flooded in the winter.
Yes.
Is that the front of the building we're looking at
That's
there?
the front of the building, that's the facade.
Yes. Okay, what's this room, Steve?
This used to be the rectifier room. There was 2 rectifiers in here. They're quite a lot bigger than what the ones that are in use today. We had one new iron rectifier installed about 18 months ago.
Where was the old rewind room up here?
It was in the projection room.
Oh, was it
Do you want
always?
to have a walk through and have a look?
Yes, please. Ah, right.
The old rewind room, which has eventually turned into
Like a workshop now. So the rewinder was here?
I believe it was before I started.
Yes. Oh, look at this, you don't see these anymore.
Old Tambos.
God, yeah. I mean, these were state of the art in the day.
Yeah.
God. And the old Brennel, remember that?
Can't remember the Brennel.
Tape, yeah. The projection room was never complete without belling.
That's when the Brennel went wrong, wasn't it?
Yeah, this UF was brought in after the Brennel in Liverpool. Again, this was deemed a sort of state of the art of the day. And we thought it was far superior to the Brennel. And in these cinemas. Then we got the old cabinet that used to store the old 45s. I don't know what's in yours. Not a lot. Old KE spool.
Some more posters underneath there.
Okay. Odeon #1 Nottingham. Tora. Look at the prices, 70p, 60p, 50p, 40p. Big screen scene, I remember that. That was fantastic logo. So this must have been 70mm because Song of Norway was a Cinerama production. We've got more posters here. Odeon Twin Theatre 1.
There's loads here.
Oliver. Got more posters, The Lost Horizon, 1973, selected for Royal Film Performance. Can you believe that? 82 pence, 71 pence, 60 pence, 49 pence, children under 14, 41 pence, 35, 30 and 24 pence. See another poster, Saturday 26th of December, Boxing Day for the season. The days when you had cinemas running for a season, you had one cinema, say, doing continuous shows, and the other cinema running a season where they did the shows at. And 6:30, that'd be on a Sunday probably, and 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock in the evening. Unlike today when you got 5 shows a day. Look at this, Krakatoa, East of Java, Cinerama. Again, this would have been presented on the bottom theatre with the huge Cinerama screen they had. Krakatoa, East of Java. Look at this, Odeon Gorman Mechanics. Here's a holiday full film parade. I don't know what the year it is, but you can see it's quite a few years old. Wow. There's a show on there, they. look at this in CinemaScope. This next poster we're going to look at, I actually seen in the Liverpool Gaumont, or the Gaumont Liverpool, when they closed the Odeon Liverpool to be twinned. Julie Andrews brought this latest film out called Star in 70mm, and they moved the DP70s from the Odeon Liverpool to the Gaumont Liverpool, which had KD21s, and they showed Star there in 70mm.
Magic.
Now this is an old one, because if you look at the seat prices, it's 12 and 6, 10 and 6, 7 and 6. Now I remember that, and that was a lot in its day.
Not that I know.
Okay, well that was selected for the Royal Film Performance of whatever year it came out, right? And one of the school children, well I say school children over the age of 16, don't want to bring this video down to the lowest level, actually showed her boobs.
No.
But because the Queen was going to see it, they cut that bit out.
Really?
I mean, they wouldn't do it today in the year 2000, but then it was...
Cut it out or show the boobs?
No, show the boobs, yeah. They would certainly wouldn't cut it out, couldn't do that. You know, so yeah, they cut the boobs out on this print, but they showed at the Odeon Leicester Square.
Terrible.
Look at this, Steve, around the world in 80 days.
Amazing.
It opened up for the first time in the West End.
No, I don't think so.
What size film was it shown in?
I would guess 70mm.
It wasn't, it was shown in 34mm.
34?
34, yeah, they didn't have a 70mm for it. And because they showed it on roadshow presentation, it had to be a different film format for 35mm. And I'm not quite sure, I don't think the 70mm wasn't ready at the time. So they made the film 34mm, which technically allowed them to show on roadshow superior prices. And the local council in London kept going into the theatre, measuring the film to make sure they never substituted it with a 35mm print.
Amazing.
When it opened up in Liverpool after they twinned it, I'm not quite sure. Odeon Liverpool number 1 opened with, I'm not quite sure. The number 2 opened with Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and they played for about 6 months. But I used to go, when I think I used to work at the Gaumont then, I used to go at the back of the Odeon in the street, and I could hear the speakers, especially when they were on some of the songs. I could hear the songs from the street. Now, what do you think about that?
I bet you were singing the words as well.
Absolutely. This was such a good movie in its day, 4-track mag. I'm not sure if there's any 70mm prints, maybe in the West End. Story by Spartacus.
3 and 6.
Did you notice the price is 3 and 6 in a circle? Can you believe it? And that was the Royal Circle seats. Well, that is amazing, isn't it?
Amazing.
And recently, a couple of years ago, when I was at the Empire, we had Spartacus back. They did a 70mm print of it just for one show. I think it played at Marble Arch after that for a couple of weeks.
Amazing. I wasn't around then.
Hello, Dolly. Now, I think that's the film Liverpool opened up with in the number 1. And that was such a popular film, Hello, Dolly. These leaflets are priceless, you know. The sound of music. The regional posters. Now Steve, isn't this the time when they brought those iodophores in?
Yeah, I remember.
And the iodophore was full of oil, wasn't it? And you had to turn the iodophore on in the morning and get it heated up for the night.
Yep.
So I remember that clearly.
Dozens of phone lines. Carrying it upstairs.
And in winter.
Well,
Something about you remember with the changeover cues. Can you recite them to me?
there's just one that sticks in mind, plainly over the years. Catherine Hepburn there says, "Give out, give up, give in."
Mozart.
And we used to be able to do it from the other end of the box. You could scroll up and just press them over.
school box backplate. The old Cinemacanica 3 amps. Oh god, look at this. The old Cinemacanica 3 amps. And there's this tray look familiar. It's an old ice cream tray. See the Sentinel version. Oh, look at that. That must be used so many times in here. Well, Steve, we've just been up in projection number 1 here at the Odeon Nottingham, and it's a hive of interesting memorabilia. I mean, it's a lovely box, a nice projector, of course, for Kate, 35-70mm, even though it was set for 35mm on the mag, so you just wonder what the last mag film was. And we've looked at a whole load of old posters, and there's people coming in behind me to go into the next screening of Blair Witch 2. But I think it's a lovely cinema. It's a shame it's going at the end of January 2001, because it's definitely got lots of atmosphere and ambience about it, which a multiplex doesn't have. And the thing is, the cinema's busy, which, you know, it's really a shame.
You're not going in yet. Just going to the toilet.
We're now in projection box 2 at the Odeon Nottingham.
We're in Odeon 2, as Steve quite rightly said. I've just come down from Odeon 1, and what do we find? We found this beautiful cinemation. I don't know the mark number on it, I mean it's not Mark 1, but I'm sure our friend Michael from Southampton can tell us, if not Steve, the chief here. It's a full automation which controls the lighting in the theatre, even down to the cleaners lights, the canopy lights outside, the radiograph lights, the lights in the whole place. And it also, if you come close up, you'll see it's got the projectomatic drum with the pins, and this actually does your change, well, no changeovers now, but changeovers in its day. And it run the whole projection show, open curtains, closed curtains, masking, scope, wide, 70, you name it. Now you don't see many of these around now, it's still in full working order. Excuse me. mean, so to see this actually operating here is really quite a coup for us. You know, this is fantastic. As I say, in its day it was the state of the art, and a few cinemas had this installed. In one of the previous projection videos, we do see one of these console cinemations, but for the life of me, as I stand here now, I can't remember where it was. But it's lovely to see one that's actually lit up and alive. On this wall we see a rewinder unlike we've seen before. Okay, you see this Premier rewinder. When I was at the Odeon Haymarket, we had a similar rewinder, but not the size of this, but it was vertical, right? And see these huge bobbins, not rollers, sorry, not bobbins. I mean, they are beautiful for 70mm and 35mm, and naturally the film used to come up from here, over here, and then over here, round and take up, you know. But this is a beautiful piece of equipment. Obviously, start and stop, inspection lamp. I'm not going to touch anything because I'm only a guest here. I don't know what works, it doesn't work, you know. But it is beautiful to see something like this. We look on the wall, we see all sorts of various controls for extract fans and everything, you know. And if we scan down, you'll see that the lads here actually do know what is on and what is off. Now that is really, really good. And if we scan over to our right, I think this is Thermometer. Not too sure, but I guess you've got the various points here. We scan down, Steve. Various points for different parts of the building. I'm not sure, but I think it is the temperature of the building. And on the front wall, we've got a working lamp. We've got a cam unit here, which is obviously the lads have been working on something. An old Xenon lamp, the old vertical 1600. And then we've got the Christie auto wind. Is this an AC3? Yeah, AC3. I used to like the Christies. But look, there's plenty of room to get round the back. And then just to the right here, you can see this was the porthole here for the number 2 machine. So if you just move around there, you can see there's quite a gap between number 1 and number 2 machine. And it's a beautiful cinema, this. Over here, you can see the Cinemacanica Victoria 8 projector. Beautiful projectors, various rollers. We've still got the 70mm sprocket. And if you look at the penthouse, you see even here, their last magnetic film was 4-track 35mm mag, which is interesting. Then we got the turret. Steve, the turret, I was just saying, again, it's the old 23-second turret. Is this manual or motorised?
This one is motorised.
And is it about 23 seconds?
Round about that,
Round about that, yeah. And we were very cheeky, we looked at the mag head, and again, the last one was 4-track mag on here as well, so perhaps we played Odeon 1 and came down here.
That's number 2, that's more than likely what happened.
You can see you've got a Zenith X4000H Xenon lamp. Is it a 4K lamp?
We're on a 4kW lamp in this one, yes.
Excellent. Anything else? Oh, what I was going to say, I noticed you've got a red LED.
We just recently had the LEDs put in because the new soundtracks are coming out.
Does the cover open up, or is that a problem?
The cover opens up.
Oh, lovely. Excellent. We got the CP6055.
CP55, yeah.
Right. It's a beautiful screen, this.
It's the only Christie plate that we've got in here at the Odeon Nottingham, the rest of Philips.
Right.
Philips 2000.
your monitor speakers on the wall, they're the old ambient speakers, aren't they, from the theatre?
Yeah, they do the job.
They're good speakers. I remember years ago when I was sort of a wee lad and used to go to the local cinemas in Liverpool, and sometimes they used to switch over, when the opening credits opened on a film, they switch over and play all the music through the surrounds, and in them days it sounded good. But as soon as they threw that switch, you heard, you can hear the hiss of it, you know, and it was really, really good, you know. I was telling Michael about that last night, and Michael being the chief virgin South End, you know, my mate. But you don't get any of that sort of stuff today when people really, you know, try, because you got one guy running 10 screens, you know. There was something on the internet last night I read on filmtech.com, and this guy went to see a film at the Egyptian cinema in Hollywood. It was Raiders Lost Ark on the 29th of September this year, and he said it was full, and he said it was 35mm, although it looks 70mm, so perhaps he doesn't know. But he said, I've watched films, but I experienced this, and that's when we lived on singles or twin cinemas, used to experience the film. But now it's just watch and get out, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, yeah. It's a shame, it really is. I'm just being really, really nosy now. This looks like a nice old set of drawers.
Yeah, it's an old cabinet that we use for storage of Xenon lamps.
Excellent.
So we've got the 16 kilowatts, which we use in 4, 5,
yes.
3, 4, 5 and 6. We've got 3.6s, which we use in Odeon 1. And just recently, this is a new lamp house in number 2. We've gone to a 4 kilowatt lamp to try and improve the light on the screen number 2 because of the throw of the curved screen, which we've still got. Spares cabinets, This really is like the spares area that we've got. So really got the spares cupboard with different parts.
Oh, that's nice and organised. It's lovely. And that's the jack light that's in here
now. That's the spares jack's light.
We have a spare one?
Yes, we've got a spare.
Do they unplug and plug in?
Yeah, you can unplug them.
Really? Because I mean, people have got LEDs that they reckon they're not going to last 5 years, and it's probably more harder to change than a jack light.
Yeah, jack light's supposed to be a lot easier to change.
Yeah.
With a spares cabinet.
Oh, look at the old mechanical amps, the 70mm conversions. Hey, this is like an Aladdin's cave. Brilliant. Various bits for the cake stand. I've got one of those.
Yeah, film counter.
Yeah. We're still using the old mechanical amps.
That's right, yeah. So if any of those fail, we've got spares in here ready to drop straight in.
Wow. Who's into DVD in here?
Carl. Big time. He's got his own setup at home.
Is this an inspection lamp? Type of?
Not really, it's just a general light. If we're working inside a lamp house, we can plug it in and it's inside the lamp house.
Excellent. And the 2 cinemas, which one is that?
Yeah, we've got 3, Odeon 4.
Oh, yeah. We go and have a look?
Yeah, certainly. Right, Carl, are you going to shoot for your dinner?
Oh, look. It's a top spool box, which was typical of a conversion in its state after the top spool box, so you get the adverts on.
Yeah. What we can do from time to time, we don't do it very often, if we need to run a bit of film from a spool, we just mount it onto that top box there and then run it through the rollers and through the projector.
And that's like a little tip with
that's right.
rollers.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, Steve. We've got Victoria 9 now in screen 3 without any top spool arm because obviously there's no room because the old stall ceiling. Manual lens, Steve.
It's a manual lens.
And you pull the anamorphic.
You pull the anamorphic round.
And so you got jack lights as well.
Jack lights are in every screen here.
May I open it? some places have tried to put jack lights in, and they say for some reason it won't work. I don't know why. But how many seats is in screen 3?
150.
150. What else have you got, Steve? You got CP55 and sound associated amplifiers?
Yes.
Oh, that's different. Back onto your top.
Transparent top, yeah. I don't know what happened to it, to be honest. Volume 4. Mirror image basically volume 3.
What makes the people so
Victoria 9 again.
Victoria 9 again, 6 lamp. Same size auditorium, 950.
Well, the short answer is you do. Because it's not one particular quality that's important, but how they all come together in one particular person, regardless of colour, gender, religion or sexuality. Tell us what will make you a good police officer, and we'll be all ears.
The anti-sequence system is fitted in all auditoriums.
Yes.
So we're not fully automated, we have to be there when we start the show.
Even in the number 2 it's...
Even in number 2, you still have to be there to start it.
Oh, of course, yeah. But they're all shut down. But on number 2, is it your projectomatic shutting down or jet sequence?
Automatically shut down.
Excellent.
It's a dangerous world out there. It's time to fight high-tech espionage and international terrorism. The most powerful leaders in the world call on one man.
What we do here, with there only been 2 technicians on at a time, to make life easier for us all, we do like a running sheet, so everything's in chronological order.
Yes.
And it helps us so we know that nothing's going to be missed at all. And later on in the evenings, when we do get busy in here, we put like little codes down so each person knows whether they're a 1 or an O, and they know that they've got to do that show.
That's good. It's organised. Steve, on the wall here you've got another cinemation box. What is actually telling us?
This is like the mimic panel, which is it tells you what's happening upstairs. Again, this was probably in 1965. This became known as the main box where the technicians would congregate, so we could always see what was happening upstairs. At the moment, we can see that we've only got a left projector installed now. The right projector was taken out 2 years ago. If the left projector was running, those 2 lights would be lit, and we would know what state the show would be upstairs.
Excellent. What's your microphone for?
Yeah, we can do PA announcements in the foyer.
Hey, great. That's a nice box. Number 2's always became the box that was the main one.
The main box.
Yeah, you used to always make.
We live. Yeah.
Yeah, you used to always make it film up and carry up.
That's right.
Yeah, as I used to say. They're all fuses, are they?
They're just fuses, yeah.
Yeah.
What can do with this up if you like?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, look inside the cinemation. Wow. miss the cinemation and the cinemation. You used to do, well, you did what I used to do at the Odeon to Liverpool with the automation, bring, well, we used to bring blue up, but as the tab's fully met, you change the colour to red.
That's right.
That's lovely presentation.
It's cinemation that's doing that.
I know, but what I'm saying is you program it to do it, which is marvellous.
That's right. As you can see, it's quite tight sometimes here.
Yes.
I managed to just get down in time. I knew it was happening. I just managed to get down in time.
Yeah, it's lovely to see presentation.
There's one good thing about the Odeon cinemas and the old days. You know, you've got time presentation, whereas the newer cinemas, the newer multiplexes, they rely on automation to do it, and you just don't get the same kind of presentation at all.
That's right.
Just do a quick brush down of the gatehouse, so make sure there's no bits of dusting which could give us problems when we're on screen.
Imagine if we Caribbeans could live as seamlessly as the rest of the world. You're 43 seconds late.
According to my watch, I am late.
You're late. And I am late because you are late. I am 4 minutes late.
But this is the most important part of the day, isn't it,
It's
Steve?
the most important part of the day. It keeps us going.
Absolutely.
We have long shifts.
Yeah.
Coffee to keep us awake. We've got different notes from around the world here. If any of the lads go abroad anywhere, we always bring a note back and stick it on the board. We've got a collection from Jamaica, America, Ireland.
Excellent. That's good.